Hello and welcome to Blue Feather, Gray Feather. I am your host and dare I say friend, Vivian Wood, Vivian Lee Wood. I am new to it, but a singer-songwriter under Ivy Lust. I am a writer and a filmmaker. I have been professionally doing filmmaking since 2014. And I'd say 5 of those 10 years were like gangbusters, meaning like that's how I made my living. And I got to work on several different types of projects. And then of course the pandemic happened and then I got more sick. I've been struggling with a very serious, familial neurodegenerative disease for the last 10 years. And I'd say, well, probably 20 years, but it didn't impact my life until the first 10 years. And then I'd say it's been the last 3 years that it's become life-threatening. And I have had near-death experiences, so I will be sharing those with you. I've also recently, on my birthday, mom number 2 passed away. And it was just such an honor for that to happen. And I had what's called a shared death experience. I didn't realize that's what it was at the time, but that is what it's called when you kind of have an experience or you know, the veil is open, you sense things around you. That is a shared death experience while a loved one is passing. So we'll get into all that stuff. I'm also 43 years old, and for the last 5 years have been in perimenopause. And I know I don't look a day over 33, but and then I'd say since the end of 2023, beginning of this year, I actually went into premenopause. You have what's called perimenopause for about 4 to 10 years. What? And then, so that's the years prior to menopause. And then you go into premenopause, which are the months, that 1 year that we are beginning to understand is kind of what's called menopause. But as far as symptoms, it's really perimenopause, that you gain weight and the hot flashes start and all that kind of stuff. Once you reach menopause, actually, not only does the aging process start to slow down, and we'll get into aging, but that's when the jets, start to cool. Your female reproductive organs are no longer, quote unquote, on fire. And so they're starting to cool, they're off the grill, and hopefully they can stay intact, because that's the most ideal situation. The other piece is this kind of like acceptance piece with my own illness that I've battled. And then just a couple short months later, having my aunt, mama number 2, pass away, I started having visions. And I've had a connection, intuitive connection with the other side since I was born. My mom can tell you stories. And then I kind of fell asleep from about age 19 to 28. I've been waking back up these last, what is that? I can count, 15 years. And I am wide awake. I know where I'm from and who I am. I know my original soul name, because we do all have names, and I have been given a flood of information, like secrets of the universe, what we continue to call the apocalypse, but I kind of want to name it something else based on information I've been given. I've talked to God, I've talked to angels, I've seen how the energy flows in our universe, which is called the Majesty of God universe. And that does not mean the universe is Christian, by the way. That's not at all what that means. Does it include Christianity? Well, yeah, of course. but includes everything. It actually, if anything, oh God, I'm going to start a fight. If anything, it really mostly matches, oh, I shouldn't say this. Never mind. But all of them. So, Buddhism and Judaism and Sikhism and Presbyterians and Episcopalians. I actually consider myself an Episcopal Buddhist. That's what my aunt was. My dear mother is a Quaker, which, if you're not familiar, no, we do not live on a farm and have limited access to water. Now, that's not what that means. They are very much into social justice. So you got to get behind that. Anyways, of course, one of the famous sayings, Alexa, who said this saying, we all have different paths to the top of the mountain, but the same view?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Alexa, who said there are many paths to the top of the mountain, but the same view?
I don't know that.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyways, well, that's the quote. I remembered the quote. So meaning like, it's all true, it's all true. And stuff that seems to be kind of like almost paradoxical isn't. If you kind of like, really expand your mind into allowing it to be actually more mindless, right? We say mindful. Eckhart Tolle goes into it. It's not really, mindful. You don't want your mind full. You want less in there so that the flow of the energy, and I'm sorry if I sound woo-woo. I really, I'm going to try my darndest. I'm going to try my darndest not to, because I hate the whole woo-woo thing, and I've been burned myself with it. So, yeah, I'm just going to be saying the majesty of God. And so it's inclusive, very inclusive. So it includes everyone on this planet.